You guys should wait till Jay-Z learns that his daughter Letitia Meeser has apparently reportedly been singing like a bird as she used to do, if you thought that his purported kid, Ramir, was the only seed issue he was dealing with.
I've been hearing that Jay-Z was my father all my life. There's no way that he can deny anything, especially when people were there that know him. Emily was there. He just looked at me and he was like, yeah. The Haven was in my living room. He was talking to my mom. I was gonna leave it alone. They brought me one of those ancestry tests. Finally, I get some type of answers. He knows that I exist.
Rumor has it that T is leaving because Jay-Z has severed all contact with her and left her and her mother, who is presently in a wheelchair, alone. As of the last time I looked, T was required to sign an NDA to keep her from discussing Jay-Z. Additionally, there were rumors that he had purchased a home for her. Since the money has stopped pouring in, I'm not sure if she's speaking. So why don't we start right away? Letitia initially said that she was Jay-Z's daughter in an Instagram expose in 2020, saying, "I've been silent for far too long. Come along with me as I share how, in a city where everyone knew Jay-Z was my father, I had to live in the shadows as his daughter. However, I managed to balance attending school full-time, working 2 jobs at the hospital and the jail, and having 4 children, including twins." According to reports, Letitia was born in 1990 after her mother, Lisa, met Jay-Z through Lisa's sister, and the two started dating right away. "I know the story from start to finish," the sister commented on Facebook after the incident. "Years ago, your father and mother. When I lived on 500 Side Greenwood, Jay asked me who she was. We spent a lot of time in that apartment playing cards, laughing, drinking, smoking, and doing other things. For years, Lisa and I have discussed this. She said that they had made an attempt to get in touch with Jay when Lisa became pregnant. According to her, I recall Lisa and I calling Rockefeller when she visited my home on Bradley A. in Cambridge, Maryland, and we were attempting to get in touch with Jay to inform him about Taisha. Do you know how many women call here every day and say, 'Jay-Z is the baby daddy, my hand to God'?" was the man's exact statement. According to Gloria Zhang Turner, anything done in secret will eventually be revealed. These are the days. See, Letitia made it clear when she originally revealed the tale that she was driven more by a need for closure and self-awareness than by celebrity or money. However, there were rumors that Jay really took over and even purchased a home for Letitia. However, it is said that T signed an NDA before taking the house's keys. In 2022, Jay-Z bought the mansion Philatasia in Cambridge, Maryland, and according to one of his old pals, Oshino, he paid her expenses. However, as part of their agreement, he supposedly forbade her from hanging images of him throughout the house. As far as I can tell, Jay-Z is no longer suffering from exhaustion as he once did. Additionally, it is said that she is quite frustrated, particularly now that her mother needs all the assistance possible. And what do you know? It was also revealed by the same old acquaintance that Jay-Z has been seeing Letitia distantly and has not been providing for her as he should.
Her mom's sick in a wheelchair, you know what I mean? Like, my thing is, if it's a possibility to my kid and I've got $1 billion, even if I got 20 million, come on, let's go take this, find out. I mean, and you're rich now if you are. This is simple. Like, if I got a wife that don't understand that, she can roll. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't understand. Like, but that's the difference. The way I think about my kids and how somebody else thinks.
Let's notice how Oshino said that if he had a wife who couldn't understand that he needs to take care of his child, she can roll. Honey, people have said that Beyonce's the one keeping Jay-Z from his daughter. And they can totally see how that's possible given how she treats her half-siblings. Now you all know that Beyonce's first half-sibling is Koi, who her father had with Toya Branscombe. who actually spoke about how she met Matthew and said that she met him when she was a dancer, and at the time, Matthew treated her like the love of his life during their affair. But that changed when he learned she was pregnant with Coy, after which he left her. And he didn't just leave her, by the way. Matthew even had the audacity to deny that the child was his until a DNA test proved otherwise.
You told Matthew Knowles that you were pregnant with his child. How did he react?
Very much, well, you can't get pregnant by me. You know, it can't be my child. You can't deny it once DNA test comes out 99.9% that you are the father.
All single ladies are single.
All single ladies are a single lad. In addition, B.A. also has a half-brother named Nixon, and Matthew fathered the love child with Alexandra Wright. Apparently, he was also refusing to pay child support until Alexandra took him to court. At some point, it was actually so bad that Alexandra and her son Nixon had to live in a homeless shelter because she literally couldn't afford anything. Speaking of Nixon, not so long ago, Alexandra noted that Beyonce bought a house just 10 miles from their trailer and that her main concern has been dealing with Nixon, who asks, "Why doesn't that person love me?" She also added that she doesn't know how to help Nixon be his own person, but she believes their children and grandchildren will be much better human beings, and they will find a way to open up and have that conversation. Apparently something else that bothers Alexander is that people always ask Nixon straight up at school if he's Beyonce's brother, and that the grown-ups are always taking pictures of him. She said that Nixon has never had the luxury of being a normal child, and it's even harder for him because Bey wants absolutely nothing to do with him. So what people have been saying is that if she can behave like this with her half-siblings, there's no way Bey would let Jay-Z parade his other kids. I mean, have y'all read the stories about how Beyonce treats Rammer's situation?
Beyonce's thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp,
Okay.
and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay,
Okay.
about regarding saying Ramir needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. It was something out there
Right.
with the song they made. And then next thing I know, somebody was at my property. Somebody came to my property in the evening time and had a conversation about trying to get in through the back door.
Indeed, in an interview with Liz Crokin, Ramir and his godmother, Dr. Lily Coley, insisted that Ramir is Jay-Z's biological son, as they have always claimed. They claimed that they had been battling for years in courts across several states to have Jay-Z take a paternity test and to expose the dishonest judicial system, which they feel was rigged to deny them due process. Once again, Regine has made a similar accusation previously, alleging that Jay-Z has been abstaining from a paternity test by abusing his riches and influence. He also disclosed how negligence and legal errors prevented him from receiving a fair trial. They added that, from what they've heard, Beyonce has been a major contributor to the process's frustration. Indeed, they also revealed a few additional details, such as how, when Wanda was around 16, Jay-Z drove her from Philadelphia to an apartment in Brooklyn, New York, where they had sex. They also revealed that when Jay-Z's attorneys claimed they misspoke in court, they were lying. They went on to say that Jay-Z has denied the allegations in court, even though he supposedly attempted to resolve them out of court a long time ago. Furthermore, after he filed a civil lawsuit against Jay-Z, Ramir claimed that intimidation techniques had been used against them for years, and that someone was shooting at him and attempting to kill him. Then, as I previously stated, Dr. Lily stated that she thinks Beyonce was instrumental in preventing Jay-Z from recognizing Regir and reaching a settlement. Additionally, they claimed that Jay-Z and Beyonce could have crudely made fun of Ramir in their songs. In addition, there were claims that Jay and model Chanel Scott were the parents of a child. A guy called Gerald Andrews, who was thought to be the child's father, claimed that Jay-Z is the father and that a DNA test had revealed that his son Malik was not. However, Jay-Z's team once again refuted the claims, claiming that these baseless reports are untrue. It is shameful for somebody to use such a narrative and take advantage of a youngster for ratings and notoriety. It is also said that Bey has ensured that this news be ignored. In any case, Oshino stated that a wife is foolish to believe that. Her husband loves her if he does not love their daughter. He said that regardless of what Jay may have done for her in the past, his daughter would undoubtedly feel some sort of emotion if he isn't proud of her in front of the entire world.
If you ain't proud of your daughter in front of the whole world, how did that make your daughter feel? Yeah. Like, and if a mother don't love their daughter, they definitely don't love you. You know what I mean?
Now, like I said, T had to sign an NDA that prevented her from saying anything about Jay-Z. And Ramir even said that they did have conversations about doing a test together. And he doesn't know what happened, but the communication just stopped.
I contacted the girl who claims to be Jay-Z's daughter, because I think that lady suggested to you, the podcast host, she said that you could perhaps source DNA from her and do a test that way. Was that ever pursued?
Yes, I actually talked to her a couple times. Lakeisha, I actually was talking to her a couple years ago. Everything was seeming great, we was communicating, and then the communication just stopped. I don't know what happened. I can't speak on her behalf, but whatever happened, the communication stopped. But we was talking. We did take an ancestry test. I took an ancestry test, and whatever happened with it, I sent it back, sent all the results back, and we never got anything. I did put that in one of my interviews from ancestry.com. So I did take a test with Lakeisha. I don't know what happened with it or where it's at, but this is something I did, and everything I'm telling you guys is the truth. I can get on a lie detector test, and you guys, anything you want me to do, but I don't know why she stopped talking to me. She just did, so.
I mean, we can definitely guess why she stopped talking to Ramir, though, right? NDA. Well, maybe she has thought about it and decided to help after all. Especially now that Ramir's case is hot. Or maybe TIA and her mom are suffering like the streets have been saying, and she just doesn't see the need to protect Jay-Z anymore. I don't know what this means for the NDA she may have been forced to sign, or whether Jay-Z could take legal action against his own daughter if she decides to. But you let me know what you think in the comments section below.